I am Phil Hogan. I'm the European Union Commissioner on Agriculture and Rural Development.
Andrew McDowell. I'm the Vice President of the European Investment Bank with the responsibility for our lending to the bioeconomy sector.
Well, European agriculture needs more young farmers, and we have unfortunately only 6% of all farmers of the European Union today are less than 40 years old. This is not sustainable in making our European agriculture more competitive and in generating more vitality and vibrancy in our rural communities. So my message to young people today is use the European Investment Bank and the European Commission loan facilities, use the instruments in the Common Agricultural Policy to good effect, because we are standing by you in order to make sure that generational renewal is going to be hugely important in the post-2020 CAP reform of the European Union.
Well, the European Investment Bank is the EU bank owned by the member states of the European Union, and our role is obviously to finance projects that support the policy objectives of the European Union. And fewer are more important than supporting the agriculture and wider bioeconomy sector of the European Union. Not only does it account for about 8% of EU GDP, but obviously it plays an increasingly important role in economic and social cohesion, in technological innovation, and increasingly in environmental protection and climate action. And that's why an increasing percentage of the EIB's lending is going into the agriculture and wider bioeconomy sectors, about 30 billion over the last 5 years. And today we're delighted to announce that the EIB is committing a further 1 billion euro of loans for farmers, and particularly aimed at young farmers, to try and encourage generational renewal and increase investment in the sector.
Well, as we know, farmers work in all risks and all weathers, unlike any other occupation or profession. So therefore the marketplace is going to be quite difficult. And we need to tailor financial supports and products that take account of the ups and downs in the marketplace in order to smooth out the path towards profitability for our farmers. And this is why the European Investment Bank and the European Commission are working closely together in risk management tools that will help to overcome some of these difficulties from time to time about the reduction of prices in the market and be able to cope. So we give financial holidays in the event of loans being made available to certain categories of farmers, particularly young farmers, in order to ensure that when times are good, you pay a little bit more, and when times are not so good, at least you get a little bit of financial respite. And this is the type of product that we're working together with the European Investment Bank in order to ensure it's widely available to our farming community.
Well, I mean, the EIB recognises that price volatility is one of the reasons why farmers, and particularly young farmers, face greater barriers to accessing finance than most other small businesses. It's why our Fee Compass Advisory Services, which is a joint initiative between the EIB and the European Commission, is today publishing a detailed guide about how managing authorities and the EIB and the European Commission can work together to design lending programs that, as the Commissioner has indicated, provide a little bit more flexibility to borrowers to address this issue of price flexibility, while at the same time making sure that commercial banks are interested in actually providing such facilities. And we very much encourage farming organisations, managing authorities, commercial banks now to study what we've produced and to find those opportunities that make most sense in their local circumstances. And I know our advisory services stand ready to support that initiative.